The PGMOL have released a statement saying they are investigating an incident during the Arsenal vs Liverpool game where, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, linesman Constantine Hatzidakis appears to elbow Andy Robertson in the throat. Hello there everybody, Adam Cleary, FourFourTwo here, and just when you thought the Premier League couldn't get any more normal... Right, so where to start with this one? You've no doubt seen the footage over and over and over again by this point. You've seen the punditry, you've probably heard a lot of opinions, but there is an element to it that everybody does seem to have missed, so we'll just quickly skirt over what happened and then we'll get to that. So it's half-time in Liverpool versus Arsenal. The score is now 2-1. Liverpool have clawed their way back in it after a really dreadful start, and Andy Robertson approaches the linesman to have some words. There's some sort of an exchange. The linesman can be seen raising his arm. Robertson's head flicks back, and then it all just kicks off. Both Jordan Henderson and Trent Alexander-Arnold make appeals to referee Paul Tierney, who gives Andy Robertson a yellow card before he is then dragged away by Mo Salah, clutching his throat. On the Sky coverage, Jeff Shreves then reported that Robertson was in the tunnel, absolutely apoplectic, going around telling everybody, he's elbowed me in the throat, he's elbowed me in the throat. And just for the record, I'm sure that's an exact quote, and he hasn't had to remove any choice words whatsoever. But the bit everybody seems to have missed about this actually takes place between Robertson and Hatzidakis a number of minutes before half-time. With the score still 2-0, Arsenal have the ball in Andy Robertson's area of the pitch. Short of options in this particular area, Gabriel Jesus just tries to jockey the ball, either attempting to win a throw-in, or a corner, or a free kick, or something, and Andy Robertson is all over him. But crucially, at the time Jesus goes down, Robertson is no longer all over him. He has ceased contact with him, but Hatzidakis, either deciding that there was just enough in it, or he had previously already fouled him, gives him the free kick anyway. Now, as you might imagine, the Liverpool fans in that corner, and indeed Andy Robertson, are not best pleased with that decision and let the linesman know about it. Robertson is at first in disbelief at this decision, tries to argue the point before just giving up, saying something and walking off. And I'm watching this back here, I'm just trying to lip read what he says. Truck off? Foot off? No, I'm not getting it. Now that free kick ultimately comes to nothing, but Liverpool get their goal back and they go into half-time all buoyant, all uplifted, and you would imagine quite fired up. And it's at this point that instead of just heading down the tunnel, which was obviously on his way, Robertson instead goes into the middle of the pitch where the officials are gathering to have words with the linesman. And I mean, you've already seen it, so you don't need to start getting all the stuff out and show. Yeah, you've seen it, so there's no point. I can. I've got all the stuff if you want me to. It's not a problem. I can do it. You want me to do it? Should I do it? Alright, I'll do it. Right, let me just make a little bit of room here. Hatzidakis, it's half-time. He's trotting over to see the other officials, as they do, but Andy Robertson's like, whoa, no sunshine, want a word with you. He moves across into this space here, puts his arm on him, has a couple of words, and the next thing we know, Hatzidakis goes... And that's what happened. Now, obviously, the main cameras weren't on them at the time. That's why all the footage has been from a million miles away. But you would bet any money what Robertson's there to talk to him about is that specific decision. And I say that because I've just watched back the entire first half, and there is absolutely nothing happening between Robertson and Hatzidakis other than that. There's no tenuous decisions, no soft decisions, no borderline offside. They don't interact in any way that I can see other than that incident with Jesus. And I think a cursory examination of the little bits of footage we've got of this do kind of show exactly what's going on. Robertson's obviously, I don't know if aggressor is the right word, but certainly the instigator in the situation. It looks like he might put his hand on the referee's arm. The referee then moves his arm to get him off and, inadvertently or otherwise, catches him in the throat in the process. Now, the thing is, we could sit here all day and argue whether or not Robertson did put his hand on the officials, and if so, whether that's justification for that kind of movement, whether or not his body language and his tone and just his demeanor was aggressive enough that it kind of warranted that kind of thing, or whether or not even if the linesman was totally justified in trying to shrug him off, whether or not that still doesn't excuse hitting a pro in the throat. The fact is that only two people who know exactly what went on in that situation are Andy Robertson and Hatzidakis. Now, nothing more was made of this during the game. I was watching out for any of the flashpoints. No other Liverpool players appear to have a problem with the linesman in the second half. Indeed, most of them, and Klopp shook his hand at the end of the game, so it might be this is getting all blown out of proportion. It's just, you don't often see an official elbowing a footballer in the throat. Like, I know all the Sky pundits just laughed it off, and you may well be sitting there thinking that this is a big deal over absolutely nothing, but it's a linesman hitting the Judas effect on a footballer. He'll be found guilty, you would imagine, of literally elbowing somebody in the throat, but at the same time, if they do that, they're probably going to have to acknowledge that Robertson did put his hands on him first, which you're absolutely not supposed to do. So I would imagine small ban for him to take him out of the spotlight for a couple of weeks, and then a small fine for Liverpool for failing to control their players. That's probably the fairest way of looking at it. Anyway, though, the only reason I've done this video is because I would really like your opinions on the matter. Does the linesman deserve a ban? Does he deserve a fine? Does he deserve prison? Does he deserve a medal? All opinions welcome. Please get them in the comments below. In the meantime, though, I've been Adam Cleary. This has been 442. Please do subscribe for more brilliant football content all through the week, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye!